join the National Theater Honor Society, this is a national requirement, is you have to accumulate points by participating in theater productions. You have to be a part of at least 2 aspects of theater. You have to have a 2.5 GPA, and currently there are about 14 people that are eligible to join this organization. But this number would increase every single year. So why have a National Theater Honor Society? Most of you probably have never even been to a theater performance on campus, and a lot of you maybe aren't even interested in such a thing. But the reason that we want to do it is because we think that we have a lot of students. We have over, I think, 70 people in the past 2 years that have participated in our productions, and we think that it would be a really good thing to recognize the work that people put into theater and actually just the arts on campus. We want to encourage more interest in the arts, and we also would like to legitimize the work that we put into our performances. Okay, so some events and programs that we would like to put on as a group would be 2 large events, 1 for each semester. So the first large event would be a 24-hour theater lock-in, the purpose of which being that if you're a member of the National Honor Society, you can pass along a lot of knowledge with the arts and technical skills and building and lights and sound to everyone else. This would be open to everyone in the community. The other event that we'd like to do in the next semester would be to have an award ceremony and a banquet celebrating all the arts on campus. So this wouldn't even just be theater. We would like to include like a cappella, dance groups, if they're interested, obviously, because we think that it'd be a good idea to promote the arts on campus, because you do need both arts and technical things on, especially on a campus like ours. For some smaller events, we would like to do alumni outreach and do workshops as well. We have a lot of alumni that come back to our organization, to theater, so this is a good way to connect with them even more. And then estimated budget would be just planning for banquet and theater lock-in. However, a lot of this can be cut down because at the end of the day, you don't necessarily need money to make a good event. Okay, so in summary, the mission of Alpha Psi Omega is to seek a life useful. And theater and the arts deserve to be promoted on campus because they do give our lives meaning. And we strive very hard to bring use to our lives, but also entertain others and teach them about what it means to be, I guess, a well-rounded individual. So in conclusion, a group to promote the arts and make the campus more balanced it's what's needed, and it's what that I'm proposing to you here today. So that's all I have.
Now we'll have 5 minutes for questions. Starting now. So those who want to ask questions, raise your hands. All right. Starting with Jelani.
Can you expand on the theater lock-in a little bit? Like exactly what have you guys been doing like for the entire time?
Sure. The theater lock-in is writing, directing, producing, doing all the technical work, and putting on a show in 24 hours. So essentially, it's every aspect of theater just combined into one huge day, and it's actually super fun. We've done it once before, and it's something we'd like to bring back with kind of like this organization as mentors, to mentor everybody.
William?
So what is the leadership structure that you have in place? Because you mentioned you were a 4th year. I'm not sure if that means
Right.
you're graduating.
So that's a very good question. I'm actually only giving this presentation because the rest of our organization is actually having elections right now. So we, for Alpha Psi Omega, already have an executive board in mind. It would be just a small one, 3 people, business manager, vice president, and president. Business manager would act as treasurer and secretary. And they've already been chosen and they agreed and everything.
Sung?
you kind of mentioned that you were in contact with some of the dance groups and a cappella. What kind of collaborations are you planning on with?
So we're not in contact with them yet, but we would like to work with them in order to promote the arts more on campus. So currently all the arts groups on campus are more focused on doing their thing. Like acapella is focused on their concerts, and the same 33rd is focused on shows, and the same with the dance groups. So I think it would be nice to have one organization that's there to promote it all, mentor, and just bring honor to the people that do that work.
Okay. Second part of the question. Do you have members in your group that are from a cappella, Love to Dance, New Velocity, or any of the other art groups?
We have, I think, one member who used to be in New Velocity, but I'm not quite sure how involved she is anymore. And I believe we do have members in acapella.
Gayatri?
So would the members who are part of 33 Street production automatically be part of the scene?
No, you have to be eligible. So not only would it's actually a point system, but not only would having this organization encourage people to be more involved with the arts, but it would also honor them for being more involved with the arts, because being a part of a National Honor Society is something you can put on your resume, and then you could also help others strive to achieve the same.
William?
Will you get any money from the National Society?
No.
So all your funding will be SAF?
Yes, but the events that we are planning wouldn't necessarily, yes, it would be. Members also do have to pay dues for events that obviously aren't open to the entire public, because I'm aware that SAF funding has to be open to the entire campus.
But the dues wouldn't be towards the national organization.
Well, part of the dues would be.
What are you getting from the national organization if they're not giving you any money? Besides like the certification, your recognition.
Well, that's basically it.
Sure, no?
Also, like a community to reach out to as well.
Okay.
I want to ask what the dues, how much are the dues?
The dues are $30 once in a lifetime.
Gayatri, you raised your hand.
So, as part of the national organization, are there any conferences or events or workshops that the national body organizes that this group can then participate in?
There is a conference once a year.
And do you plan on taking your students to that?
Well, okay, so currently 33rd takes people to a conference for theater tech, so I don't think that's currently like something that we're looking into. But maybe in the future.
Soren?
You spoke about SAF funding. Can you expand a little bit about what official student org status would give to this organization? What you would get out of being officially a student organization on campus?
So you can't have SAF funding unless you are an official student organization. So the fact of the matter is, we would like this group to be more than just an honor society. We want this group to be a group of mentors. So obviously a lot of the events that we have would be open to the public. So the 24-hour theater lock-in would only be made better by having it be SAF funded, maybe for food or props or paint or something, you know.
Sank, last question.
How long has this group been present at IIT?
We just had our first initiation on Sunday.
Right. Thank you. All right. We now move into next student organization, Illinois Tech Turkish Student Association. Since I'm a part of the student organization, I am going to recede myself from this part of the hearing, and Rahul is going to take over. Do you guys have, I need your timer. all the time. No,
Hi everyone, my name is Denise.
And I'm Aswiner.
And today we want to propose for Turkish Students Association. First of all, a little bit information on Turkey. It's a bridge between Europe and Asia, and it's a very mixed culture. And why do we need the association here? We have three main goals. First of all, we want to unite the Turkish students and Turkish community, but we also want to promote Turkish culture and share it with the entire student body, especially like with our friends, because everyone seems to be interested at least in my friend circle. And we also want to help prospective students, maybe working with admissions office. For example, speaking of experience, like when I was applying for, I'm an international student from Turkey, so like when I was applying for college, like I wanted to talk to some Turkish people if there were any, but it was hard for me because there wasn't an association. So like in terms of communication, it would be important. And there was actually another club called IIT Turk like 3 years ago, but like the last president has graduated and no one took care of it, so we want to continue this. Right now we have at least like 10 Turkish people, Turkish undergraduate students here, more than like 6 Turkish faculty members, and yeah. And we don't want to be limited to only Turkish people. That's one of the biggest goals. Like we want to extend it. We want to share it with the entire student body. We want to participate in iFest and Taste of IIT because we're not represented. We want to collaborate with Chicago Turkish Festival, some other constituents, some other associations at other schools. And other campus clubs, such as like UNICEF also has a Country of the Month, so we might collaborate with them. Also, we want to talk to Commons about like whether we could collaborate with them and have a Turkish food day.
A few of the events we would like to propose for would be, we want to do Turkish movie night or series night, kind of like TV drama. Paper marbling workshops, Sultan's costume party, Turkish tea or coffee time. We have belly dancing shows, Turkish barbecue or Turkish breakfast. And our team include Deniz, which is our president, Tunnel, which is our vice president, secretary, which is me, treasurer, which would be Mars, our public relations is Melissa, and our faculty advisor would be David, our DT.
So it's a proposal for budget. We might look into that. I don't think I have to just tell it one by one. If you have questions, I'm open to talk. But it's flexible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments or questions? Google timer. Starts now. Will.
Is the student organization called Turkish Student Association of Illinois Tech or Illinois Tech Turkish Student Association? Because it's my understanding that we can't have an organization starting with like the word Illinois Tech.
No, it will be Turkish Student Association at Illinois Tech.
Okay.
The previous club's name was IIT Turk, but after rebranding of IIT, I thought it wouldn't be good, so I changed it.
I think that it's just they don't want organizations to have like Illinois Tech as like the first words because the acronyms would all be I something.
Yeah. I mean, we can change it. Like the name is not my main focus. So.
Sorry.
You spoke about IIT Turk, an organization that failed over time or went away. How would you avoid making sort of maybe the same mistakes or reaching the same fate? How would you continue the organization when current members are gone?
I feel like, I mean, for recruitment, generally the point system works, but I don't think it will apply for us. So if we represent like our culture well, and if we have really good events, if people really enjoy it, they will want to continue this club in the future. So I would want to focus on the events and engagement with others, and like also public relations will be essential, just like outreach to entire student body to like know we're here. And, yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more question.
Sungmin?
How many interested members do you have at your organization? Interest, how many people want to join, and what's the and how big of a community are you reaching out to?
I mean, right now, for sure, we have at least 15 people, but if it gets approved, I want to maybe make it like 25, or even, I mean, over time, it would be better if it grows, but it's better if we start small and then grow.
Any further questions? All right.
Well,
Gotcha.
when you said you want to collaborate with the Chicago Turkish Festival, what kind of things would you be able to do with them? Because that's probably a very well and very long planned event. So how do you think, as a school, would you be able to participate in that?
So generally, like different Turkish people, different organizations have stand there. So for like we can have trips to there, take IIT students to there, but we can also represent IIT to that community and maybe like talk to some prospective students as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Cindy?
I just wanted to know if you've reached out to any graduate students at all.
Yeah, she's actually a PhD student, and I'm in touch with the last president. Like he has graduated 3 years ago, so I talked to him about like what he did, what was wrong, and the previous event ideas.
Any last questions? All right. Doesn't look like there are any. Thank you. Can I please ask all the people that presented to please step out for this part of the hearing?
Those are members of the student organization.
All and members of the student organization as well. Can someone close the door? All right. We will start a 5-minute discussion for the first organization now. Soren?
I think that a number of the performing arts organizations that we have on campus, like 33rd and Acapella, have a very strong organizational base and also a very strong fan base or an audience on campus. Their events tend to do fairly well. And I think that the purpose of the organization being proposed here, while I initially had some doubts about why it was sort of a separate organization because it was presented sort of as an exclusively 33rd thing, I think that they brought it back to sort of the broad idea of performing arts. And I think that their purpose as a separate organization is clear, and I don't see problems with voting them through.
Does anybody have any other viewpoints? 3, 2, Cindy?
I personally feel like, you know, for it being a national organization, it's not necessarily bringing so much like outside resources to these members. I almost see it a bit more as a title. And then another thing is, you know, in order to be a part of this organization, you have to have been involved with like a certain amount of like productions or some sort of like performing arts in order to like accumulate those points. So it's not necessarily inclusive of everyone. It's not including of everyone. You have to have at least initially had an interest. You can't necessarily go in and say like, oh, I'd like to like see what's going on, because you are not officially a member until you've accumulated those points.
Melissa?
I think that even if it is a title, yeah, I still think it's a thing to be recognized for your involvement with the arts, because we are a tech school, and a lot of times people who are like here studying the arts, I guess almost like didn't want to go to a liberal arts school because they knew that they were smart and wanted to be an engineer, but they want to still continue their art studies. And I also think that
like, even if it is not inclusive to everyone, like, so are a lot of other organizations on campus that are only for women, only for engineers, only for civil engineers, like things like that. So I think that even if it is just for the arts, then they need really an outlet too for them all to be together.
Anybody else? Sonia?
I guess my question would be like, what are the current other honor societies like? Like I know there's one within Greek and I think there's one within engineering, and what are the qualifications for getting like voted into those? Or I'm pretty sure like, or I can't say I'm pretty sure, but I would question whether or not you had to have had certain involvement and certain specifications to get into those as well. And if that's the case, then what are we to say that theater or like performing arts can't have the same kind of like second step to achieve, but like Greeks or engineers or other honor societies that exist can?
Anybody else? No?
I don't know much, but at least when it comes to engineering, Tau Beta Pi, I think it depends on your GPA. Once you achieve a certain GPA, they reach out to the students who are considered they achieved what is required, and they are now invited to become members.
Yeah, no, I just second that. It's the same for the business school. So it's just based on your GPA. Like the top 10% of each class gets invited. So I don't know. I think the requirements that you probably had is just like the nationwide. So. Having to be in the top 10% of your school to get invited to the National Honor Society is basically the same thing of having to go through all of these arts projects to get the points to be in, I guess, the top 10% of the arts community to get into the National Honor Society.
Anything else? Cindy?
I think the only reason why, like, you know, I'm not fully on board right now is I felt like their presentation could have been a bit better. I think they could have been a bit more refined, and they could have, you know, thought about a bit more about, you know, their long-term goals and what they want to achieve out of having this association, having this recognition, you know, and if they're gonna live up to the expectations and, you know, the honor that this would give them. And, you know, this is one of the last 3 weeks of the semester, so why is it that they can't, you know, refine their idea, come back in the fall semester and like really sell it to us?
I would agree that the presentation was somewhat lacking, but I think that the fact that they've already held their first induction ceremony and that they've already organized as a group shows that they are willing to do such things and that they do have a purpose and have an organization structure. And I think that it would be a good idea to fund them some legitimacy and then encourage them to develop some more.
Time is up. I would hear a motion for the extension of time. No? All right. Let's vote. A, yes, B, no, C, D, E, abstain. One more. Should be one more.
Does that include?
Oh, Shabarno. And they are approved. All right, start discussion for the Turkish organization. Sorry.
Strong identity, strong fit, strong event ideas. I don't see any problems.
Second.
All right, same thing. A, yes, B, no, C, D, E, abstain. Technically. One more vote. All right, 5. There Can someone please call Shabarno and Metan?
the student org people can come back if they want to, right?
Should I just run the meeting?
Just a point of order, I think everybody should start speaking up, especially if we're recording. Guys, I think everybody should start speaking up when you're commenting or saying anything, because I notice everybody's on a low pitch today, so please try harder.
Try hard.
I'm gonna talk quieter. Just for you.
All right, let's move on. Officer reports. Rahul.
You forgot.
It'll be quick, or I can try to be slow since this is my last update. Slow, I'll go with slow. So, PSAC updates. First of all, nominations are open for next year's PSAC. We're looking for the 5 members at large. I've already reached out to the other 9 organizations that have the ability to select the members. As of right now, we have 2 or 3 already selected. Leo has a spot as the SGA president. He'll probably chair them. He's going to chair it.
Seriously?
Yep. It's going to be fun. Yeah, you're going to take it from Shibarna, so Shibarna should teach you how to do it. I met with Dean DePaula last week. She wanted to talk about how the engineering department could get more involved with SGA. My conversation with her led to a lot of discussion. We spoke about how she had a council in the past and she wanted more feedback from the students. That didn't work out. It died when the students graduated. She said she's always looking for more feedback. Found that interesting because we have 8 engineering senators who should meet with her as part of the Constitution and their duties. So I encourage you to meet with her next semester, give her feedback. I know your time will end next semester, but this way you can start a framework, start a way where you can have open dialogue, and this could lead to future conversations with future senators. I encourage her to also reach out to professors in the department. I'm not on the stream, damn it. I told her to reach out to professors in the department to get more students. And even though I just spoke with Dean DePaula, this is feedback we in PSAC have also gathered from a lot of other deans, where students want to converse more with deans, but they don't know how to do it. So we are working on having deans be more open to students, but I also encourage you to go out to your constituents and say, hey, this is the way to reach out to your dean. Either email the dean privately, personally, or you can do it through their assistants, you can go through the office, because they're always looking for feedback. They're always looking for ways they can help students, they can help, for example, Dean DePaula wanted to help engineering organizations like Tau Beta Pi, Eta Kappa Nu. She brought up those ideas, those organizations for more conversations with them. So if you're involved with them, even as senators in your group, there's always ways you can do a lot more work with the departments. You can also get more funding, so that's fun. We're meeting with facilities and public safety tomorrow. I'm meeting with Art Martinez and Bruce Watts. Leo will be there at the meeting, and Khadija will be there at the meeting. You guys are also welcome to come. Any student that wants to come to that meeting. It's from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's going to be in the provost's office, so that's 19th floor of the tower. They're going to start off with giving us their updates on things they're working on, what they want feedback on, from us with. And we will have a walk around campus where we will tell them, hey, these are the places we think you need to improve. Either it'll be lighting or just facilities improvements and stuff. So again, anyone that wants to come to the meeting is able to come. I know it's almost exams. I know projects are due, homework is due.
What time is it?
3 p.m.
And what day?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Yeah. You're all more than welcome to come. Or if you know friends who want to make it there, you can invite them as well. Just tell me so I can, just email me so I can tell them to be on the lookout for that, and we are expecting you there. Last thing, quoting Nick Jonas here, Good Night and Goodbye, one of his old songs, one of my favorite artists.
Sing it.
Hold on tight. No, I'm not gonna sing. It's been a fantastic year. I really enjoyed being the president. Those of you who know me know that's the first thing I tell people. I don't tell them I'm an IIT student. I don't tell them I'm an engineer. I don't tell them anything. I don't even tell them my name. I just go on and say I'm SGA president. That's the first thing I do. And it's been a fantastic experience. I've loved working with every one of you. Got to meet new people, made a lot of new friends. My time at IIT is up, at Illinois Tech is up, but I'll try and come back next year as an alum. I might come to some Senate meetings, and I've learned a lot from every one of you. I hope my work is something you guys are proud of. I hope you all felt I represented the student body really well, and I've learned a lot from you. I hope you've learned something from me as well, and I wish you all the best. Good luck. Hasta la vista.
You copied my line.
Oh,
It's right there. So the Faculty Council, University Faculty Council will be releasing a diversity statement in response to a whole bunch of like the political problems and stuff, just to make students feel more inclusive in the community. And they've asked SGA essentially to write a student response to that they'll be presenting tomorrow. I have that written up and I'll send it to the exec board and the incoming exec board, and once I have all their feedbacks, I can just forward it on to UFC. The pass-fail proposal is back because they decided that they wanted to reword stuff. So the last meeting that we went to, they essentially went back and forth, and it's gone back to being the first proposal that we'd submitted once I took office. So once the wording is finalized and stuff, UFC will have a look at it again, and then they will approve it, and then UGSC will approve of it. The discussion that we had, at the earliest that people can actually start looking up this option is for spring 2017, and this policy in essence wouldn't go into effect until the fall of next semester because of all the technical stuff that needs to be put in place for that. But hopefully that gets done in like a year's time, and Akash will be responsible for making sure that this does get through. So make sure that he does that. UFC also has a student affairs committee, and it was brought to my attention. I'm not even in the frame. Okay. UFC has a student affairs subcommittee, and so they've had a severe lack of student input provided during UFC meetings. So that's something that they want to make more active and have more, well, not more student participation, but it will be primarily Akash's job to make sure that student input is provided at all those meetings. I did try to get them to have more people attend those meetings, even if it's just a subcommittee meeting, but not the UFC meeting. So we'll see what they have to say about that. But yeah, what? Hasta la vista. And it's been amazing serving with all of you. Thank you for welcoming me on such short notice. I'm still not in frame. Thank you for letting me be part of the small semester that I could, and I hope that I haven't failed terribly. And I've done some little work, so thank you all.
So big event. We had a big event last Saturday. It's pretty big. We had more than 50 students show up. We had over nearly 100 people sign up though. So that was win and lose at the same time. It was interesting. Ooh, cool. I have a device. We had 7 sites, and from what I've heard, the feedback was good. Everybody enjoyed themselves. We haven't confirmed who won the space yet for being the largest group present, but it's not working. It's working. So SGA turnout was good, but there were more signups than people showing up, which is kind of disappointing. It kind of hurts our relationship with Office of Campus Life, Patrick Fina. So next time maybe it will be more of a presence, please. The objective is to unite SGA with all the service organizations, all different organizations and students through service. So if we have a bigger presence next time, I think it'll be better for SGA. Union Board held a barbecue for all the volunteers. and it was pretty tasty. If you didn't go, you missed out. Community service project, I'm trusting Jelani with continuing this project to make our community united and lovey-dovey. Student Org Forum's coming up. It's next Thursday, lunchtime, 12:45 to 1:45. It's in Siegel Hall Auditorium. So if you can come. If you are parts of student organizations, which you all are, invite your presidents and other leaders or members to show up. We're working on food order. I'm not sure yet. Pretty sure there's going to be food. Okay. Media Advisory Board is going to be chaired by Vice President of Communications. Jelani is going to chair it next year. I'm hoping it's going to do great things and improve our image. It's going to be great. Lesson 3. And it's been a good year. We've done great things. We've built a great platform for the next group of leaders to take SGA to new heights. Don't let us down. And this is farewell. Best of luck.
Leo.
Really quick, really short. It's happening tomorrow, our 3rd town hall with OTS. Please spread the word. I would like as many students as we can get there. Like, I can't think of anybody who is not affected by the technology, whether it's this projector or this camera or whatever it is. There's so many things that are relevant for everyone. So whenever you're having conversation, try to get those students on board. The conversation has more quality when we have more students, and vice versa. If we don't get a good turnout, we'd be wasting a very good opportunity to have that connection with OTS. So help me spread the word, and yeah. I don't have goodbye words, however, because I'll be happily working with you guys furthermore as the president, but that's a conversation for another time. For now, thank you everybody for your hard work.
Should have put that up.
Alright, something else. Mete,
What's up?
move the slide. It's creepy too at the same time.
Alright. No report. The banquet. Yeah, you had something.
Can you please go back to finance board and refresh the page?
No. Events coordinator. I'll refresh after this. The banquet is this Friday from 6 to 8 in MTCC Ballroom. Jeremy ordered really nice food for us. It's gonna be buffet style, so you guys won't have plates. You can just go up and grab anything you want. And OTS Town Hall, like Leo mentioned, and the CSA event, the commuter, how do you say their names? Commuter, right? Commuter Student Association event is now on 28th. It was late due to weather, so make sure you participate in that. We sent them our logo, so we will be presenting that. So go and eat some barbecue. Don't want to miss that. I'll need to refresh the page. Is Jacob gonna Skype in? Alright. Yeah, I forgot about this. So this is the finance board chairs report. As you can see, the total money was $287,000. Oh, you're gonna do it? Or you come up?
Well,
Come
hi,
up.
I'm going to proxy in for Jacob tonight.
Come up.
Go up.
Yeah.
So, hello, hi. I'm Sungmin. I'm going to proxy for Jacob tonight. I'm going to be your new finance board chair. So this is going to be my first report ever. So the 3rd hearing has passed, and we allocated a total of $287,219.82 at recent count. And we're, as you can see in this pie chart, this is how the distribution of how we allocated things for the funds were. Most of it was in programming, A good portion of it was conference, and the rest were capital items, operation, and projects. So hopefully with this much money allocated for next semester for programming, we'll see lots of events here on campus, and hopefully we all get to enjoy that together. Have a good day. Good night.
Again, don't forget about the banquet. It's gonna be fun. Make sure you get there because the exec board is going to give the year's awards. So some of you will be receiving awards, so make sure you get there. And it's just like a reminder, if you are a president of any student org, remember to register your student organizations before the deadline. If you go to your student organization's hotline page, you will see a register button, and I know this time is transition, so if you are transitioning, make sure the next president does that. And now, senator's report, we have none. Open floor. Does anyone have anything before we move on to swearing in the new exec board? Cool. Now Rahul is going to swear in the new executive board. So we will be starting with Rahul. Who do you want to start with?
Don't cry.
Let's start with finance board. Let's go with finance board.
All right. Sangmin.
Come here. What are you doing?
You can choose it. I don't like this one. Do it on.
It's all loud.
Oh.
Is that right?
Is that right?
Yeah. That's right, right? Left hand up. And repeat after me.
Sure.
I, Sungmin Choi Hong,
I, Sungmin Choi Hong,
also known as Samina. You have to repeat after me.
also known as Sungmina,
Do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and my duties as Finance Board Chair
and my duties as Finance Board Chair
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
VP of Student Life. VP of Student Life. Funny. Raise your hand. Yeah. I,
倩然
Charan
Yeah.
E.
倩然和
Ho.
Yeah.
I, Charan Her,
爱倩然和
do hereby affirm that
that
I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association
and bylaws of the Student Government Association
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations
I vow to fulfill my obligations
to my fellow students
to my fellow students
and my duties
and my duties
as the VP of Student
as
Life
a VP of the Student Life
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
VP of Accounting.
Let's try not to miss.
Suit it out.
Huh?
Suit it out. Place your right hand here, left hand in your mouth. No. I, Jelani Kanti,
Jelani Canty.
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend,
Do hereby affirm that I shall justly affirm and defend.
support and defend
Justly support and defend.
the Constitution.
Start again.
I, Jelani Kanti,
Jelani Canty.
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association and the Illinois Institute of Technology.
You missed the big one.
Do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as VP of Communications to the best of my ability.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as VP of Communications to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I, Akash Raina,
I, Akash Rana,
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
Do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as VP of Academic Affairs to the best of my abilities.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as VP of Academic Affairs to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. I, Sonia Kanda, do hereby. Okay, go with that.
I, Sonia Kanda, do hereby affirm
That I shall justly support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology. I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as the Executive Vice President to the best of my abilities.
that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology. I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as Exec VP to the best of my ability.
And will always believe Rahul is the best. Alright. Thank you guys. Meeting over.
Senate never ends.
Wait, don't you have to do Leo?
No. I'm remaining president. You can't take it from me.
Order.
I don't want you to say her name.
Yeah.
I, Hamza Leo Sukar, do hereby affirm that I should justly support and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology and its bylaws.
I, Hamza Leo Sakar, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Illinois Institute of Technology and its bylaws.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as the president of the Student Government Association to the best of my ability.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students and my duties as president of student government to the best of my ability.
And I will always believe Rahul is the best president ever.
And I've always believed that Rahul did his best as a president.
So, are there any other comments, questions, things to add on open floor?
Impeach Leo.
Impeach Leo? Please, we will have order here.
Point of information, if she makes a motion, you need to hear that.
She didn't make a motion though. I'm saying that if she wanted to do that.
I just said impeach Leo, I didn't actually motion.
Yeah, she didn't. That's what I'm saying. If she wanted to, it had to be. Yes, go on.
One thing I wanted to mention is that ComCom is still working out the liaison project thing, so if you haven't heard about it, it's not going away, it's still happening. So just be ready for like us to present it to you within a certain period of time. So yeah, just make sure you keep it in your.
Okay.
We will have committee meetings next week. That will be the last meeting of this semester. So keep that in mind, 9:15 in DCC College rooms. You will have your first committee meetings with the new exec.
The new exec board will be bringing lots and lots of cookies to the committee meetings.
Okay.
It's a fact.
Which Subarno's supplying for us. Okay.
That's a fact too.
SF.
Anything else? SGA pointed no. And we are closed, adjourned.
Motion to
I mean,
Motion to
sorry,
adjourn.
yeah. Oh, I mean, does someone have a motion to adjourn? I know this.
I move to
Yeah,
adjourn.
that's it.
I move to adjourn.
Cool. Now we're adjourned. Damn it. It was a pass, okay? You guys.
You had one job.
And they can't make
What's the ID that?
Oh yeah, I can.
I also realized that too. Okay, somebody else said it.
Rahul, I need.
10 days to have a semester credit for accommodation.
How does the whole walking thing work? Where is it?
Where, yeah, where is your, everyone in there?
Oh, I never shared that. I'll share it with you.
No, not all.